Hello and welcome to the third episode of Haircuts and Uppercuts podcast. How you doing, boys?
All good, mate. All good.
All good.
You're looking like Gareth A. Davies if he was 50 years younger, Rob.
Thank you. That was the look I was going for.
What a beautiful jacket.
Thank you. From Bershka, if anyone in the audience wants one.
Any
Bobby
promo
Market.
codes?
Sorry, we're not that big yet.
Right, shall we get into this weekend's boxing then? 20th of Feb.
Go for it.
Yeah, I think it's there's no real major big names like there was last week. That Josh Warrington, there's a European title fight on there. I think David Avanesian and Josh Kelly's gonna be a cracking fight.
Absolutely. I still struggle to say his name, so I still probably won't bother. But yeah, he's a top level fighter in my eyes. It's going to be definitely an interesting one.
Yeah.
It's going to be, I think, more of a actual. It sounds stupid, but more of a boxing contest more than anything else.
Oh, yeah, of course it is.
One that, rather than just like a bit what we saw last week, which is more swingy. So the casual fan may not be as impressed unless you like the art of boxing itself. But yeah, I think it's going to be type of fights. Be good though.
Yeah, I think it's a big ask for Josh Kelly so early on in his career to fight someone with it's such a massive difference in experience between them both.
He's got quite a few knockouts as well, hasn't he? This opponent Josh Kelly's facing.
Neither of you can pronounce Avanesian, can you?
No, I can't.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. No, I'm not doing it.
I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but oh well.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
I've never watched this guy fight, but looking at his box vet records, got quite a few TKOs in there. Obviously, a couple of losses, but he looks like he could cause problems.
He's only got 3 losses, but 14 KOs. It's not bad, really, is it? It's
no, not at all.
They're welterweights, and how many welterweights have got more than a 50% KO record? Not many.
Yeah, I think he's touching that, and he is at 46, 45, something like that percent. But
he's got win 26, KOs 14, so it's a good record.
Yeah, it is, and a lot of people are going to know who Josh Kelly is. Although he's only had 10 fights, he is quite a well-known fighter. But look at what happened last weekend. No one had bloody heard of Lara, and he came in and absolutely battered Warrington.
Apart from Scott, he called
that apart from Scott.
I did know that was happening, so should have listened, boys. To be fair,
no,
guru.
Don't do what I do for betting. You never win anything.
No, but I think that's a genuine 50-50 fight, and like Scott says, I think it will be more of a boxing match than a fight.
Yeah. No, 100%. Yeah, there's it obviously is a big step up, like you said, about for Kelly, because he could even say fringe world level, the guy that he's fighting, and if he does it in style, then it's going to certainly push him on to bigger fights and put himself up there with on the fringe level and probably a bit higher.
He is with Adam Booth, and Adam Booth.
Yeah,
you look at the fighters he's had in the past. He doesn't hold them back. If he believes they'll win, he'll put them in.
Yeah. Is this his 11th? Is this his 11th fight?
This is 11th fight.
11th fight.
Yeah, European title, and a lot of the time when you do see a European title, to be honest, it's one to get on your record as an up and coming fighter when you're going to be sort of towards the world level, which obviously Eddie does tend to find and sign those fighters because of his name. But yeah, get him in there when possible. And get him in there. But when you look at a lot of these European fights, that they are just, he's European, we'll stick him in there with it so that our fighter gets a European title. But this one, I think, is a bit different. It's a good fight for a European title for us.
It could be a career-defining fight, really. If he doesn't win this one,
at the moment, yeah.
Will he ever get into the fringes of world level? 10 fights, 6 knockouts, one draw. He has, I believe.
Yeah, it's a decent record.
Yeah, so in a way, it's a must-win fight for him.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
all fights are must-win fights.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean. You know, if you get to European level and you're not quite good enough, it's a long road then to a world title.
Long road back, isn't it? Yeah.
People write you off, don't they? Especially
Yeah.
if you lose at European level or like British level or something like that. Maybe actually British isn't probably the same thing. So you probably get another shot at that. But yeah, if European, you look to as that you can't make the step up and you're not quite there.
Yeah, just I hope Josh Kelly wins, and I hope they haven't underestimated their opponent. Adam Booth is a fantastic trainer, but Carl Thompson, David Hay, we all know what happened there.
Yeah, exactly.
The experience of Carl Thompson paid dividends in the end because Hay emptied the tank and ended up getting knocked out. But
but that would have made him learn as well, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, that's so. I mean, Adam Booth is probably one of the best trainers in the country, in my opinion.
Yeah.
What he done with David Hay, obviously getting him to the world titles.
Chief support, Florian Marku against Ryland Charlton. I generally think that's going to end up with one of them severely unconscious.
Yeah, that could still fight of the night for the. I keep saying casuals, but the ones that are just going to be watching to tune in, like if they enjoyed last week, that'll be the one to get the attention, I think, as well. That's going to be a bit less of a boxing masterclass and more of a fight or a scrap, like we said. So we all like to see it. It's not often that you watch a whole night of boxing and not want to see just a good old fashioned scrap. And yeah, watching loads and loads of pure boxing. But yeah, that'll be a potential fight of the night stealer for me.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Last time Ryland Charlton was brought in, was the autumn time last year, end of summer, where Eddie was doing, a couple of weekends in the trot at the MK Don Stadium. He came in once again as the opponent, and he was there to lose, I think. I'm not saying Joe Laws had a padded record at all. He was 9-0 matchroom fighter, and Ryland Charlton comes in and absolutely demolishes it. It was probably one of my favourite fights of the 4 weeks at the MK Dons.
Yeah, he's. It seems like there's certain boxes that I take to. There's the ones that are the arrogant ones that are actually good, and then there's the more silent ones like him that are just saying. I watched an interview with him earlier, and he was literally just almost didn't want the interview. You could tell all he wanted to do is like, yeah, the other guy's saying whatever, like he was saying Marku's saying stuff and trying to provoke him a little bit into doing something he doesn't want to do, and he just wants to get in the ring, get done with it, and move on to the next one. He really thinks he's going to win it, which also makes a great fight.
So as much as I like Florian Marku, I genuinely think Ryland could win Saturday night.
Yeah, I don't know how good. I don't really know how good Marku's going to be. I know he's blown his own trumpet ever since he's joined Matchroom and got on with it. But yeah, just don't know about him at the minute.
Yeah, I'm the same.
He's entertaining.
He is entertaining, but we've not really seen him. He's not had many fights, but we've not seen him in a tough fight
yet.
No. And obviously,
no. He's
got one more fight in his record than Charlton does, but he got shoved in as the away corner fighter against Joe Laws on a Matchroom show. He's always been the opponent, and he's got a winning record.
Yeah,
he might not have many fights under his belt, but he's got the experience of being brought in as an opponent.
Yeah, so that'll help sometimes. Less pressure.
Yeah, of course it does.
When you're technically away fighter or whatever, there's always less pressure, I would imagine. I was watching something with Eddie earlier as well, and he's got an interest actually. He's gonna, I think, say it anyway, but he might well believe it. He referred to Germany. He didn't want England to have a name, or the UK to have a name like Germany for the judges and not being able to buy a win over here. But yeah, he's definitely keen on it not going that way. So see what we can do with certain things. But yeah, it's certainly going that way.
Yeah, I think everyone, in the boxing fandom is gonna, take their hat off to Eddie Hearn for saying it as it is, because
100%.
it doesn't matter, if you're a British boxing fan, an American boxing fan, an Italian boxing fan, you want to see the person who deserves to win, surely.
Well, it's the first time really promoters come out, isn't it? Every other promoter, the Bob Arons, the Frank Warrens, Oscar De La Hoya, I'm not going to mention him as a promoter. But they will always come out and say, "Oh, but it's tough being a judge. Oh, but you got to come here and get the win," which is rubbish. Good on Hearn for calling them out on it.
Yeah, I respect him for that, because it'd be so easy for him to sit back and say, "Oh well, it's a close fight and it's subjective." But I imagine it's going to be harder and harder for him to get opponents to come over and fight matchroom fighters if the British boxing board of control judges are crap.
Yeah, I think we might have a situation like that this weekend. So obviously, hope not, because like we said, that I don't even know if it is the chief support, but the Marku fight, which is probably going to end in a knockout, the main event, or the main fight, that is the more likely for me to go to the judges, and like for me, it probably will. So that's going to be interesting, unless Kelly fully goes for it and has a great night, which he could well do. That might be one for the judges' cards as well, and we'll look at the scorecards then. But
we've got Robbie Davis Jr. Johnny Fisher's got his pro debut against, let's face it, your standard pro debut opponent.
Yeah.
Be interesting to watch, just to, see how he goes.
Well, it might start the night off for people to see a knockout. Possibly, I don't know anything about him. No, so obviously a heavyweight, probably a hitter.
No, I've never heard of Johnny Fisher mentioned before. Never seen him in the amateur pages of Boxing News or Boxing Monthly, and
it might just be it's a debut of someone that he signed. Just a fight to put on the card.
I mean, I'll probably try before
very low wage.
Before the weekend, I'll probably try and see if I can find anything on his amateur career. So I find it quite interesting with amateur fighters doing the change over to professional, because some of them it's completely different. It's very different, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, massively different. Yeah. You go from a fencing style to a, you want to hurt them.
Yeah.
In the amateurs, if you're from, big right hooks or big left hooks and uppercuts, they have to be seen to land clean to be classed as a scoring punch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When professional boxing doesn't have to land clean at heavyweight to do serious damage.
No, absolutely not. No, not with the
10
hits that they bring to the table. Yeah, no, definitely. So that one will just be routine. I could see, unless this guy's got has a really off night, or Eddie's just signed a complete dud. Then that's just going to be what it is. I think pro debut. On to the next one.
Jordan Gill.
Yeah, I like Jordan Gill. I think he's technically a good boxer.
This guy's fighting. He looks like he's got quite a good record, actually.
I think it's going to be a decent fight, to be honest. But again, it will be is it 12 rounds or 10? That fight.
It is 10 rounds.
10. So that's going to 10 as well.
Yeah.
I think a landslide. A landslide judges scorecard for that one. For me,
I'm gonna go for the other guy because he's got 19 knockouts. So why not?
Is he Mexican? You want to wear your hat?
His name sounds Mexican, but hopefully he wins. I can wear the hat again, can't I?
Velasquez or something like
that. Cesar Juarez.
Juarez, that's it. Yeah. So there you go. Get your hat out.
Right.
He might be from Panama.
Shall we go for predictions then?
Are we just doing main event, or do you want to do the card?
I'm going to do...
Let's do the card.
Yeah, let's do the whole card.
I'm going to go for not Josh Kelly, his opponent.
How?
Yeah. David, whatever his name is.
Knockout or points?
Yeah.
Huh?
Knockout or points?
Knockout. First round knockout.
What first?
I'm joking. Colton. Got to support him. Yeah, I think Azusan's last fight. He's obviously can grind down and get the job done. Obviously, on the last fight, so this will be interesting. I think, yeah, I'm going to go for him on points.
Oh, okay.
Points.
Yeah.
Gone against everything we said the whole
I know.
podcast.
I suppose Florian's never showed he's got a weak chin, but
and who knows if he's got a tank, I guess, as well.
So what about Robbie Davis Jr.?
I'm going to go Robbie Davis Jr. Never watched him fight. Never watched the other guy fight, and he's called Robbie, and my name's Rob, so I'm going to go for him. That is my basis on that.
Fair enough.
There's nothing wrong with that, I guess, is there?
I'm going to go Johnny Fisher.
Yeah.
Just looking at the other guy's record.
Standard, isn't it?
Jordan Gill said I'm going for Cesar Juarez.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think the hat needs to come out again. So.
To be fair, I've seen
you just
that.
want you, Scott, or you going last because you're the mystic mech?
No, I'll go second. No problem. Yeah, I'm going to go for Gill. Is it Gill? Gill?
Gill.
Gill, no, yeah. I'll go with him on points. Oh, Gill. On points by a landslide. Fisher, obviously, probably knockout. I'm actually going to go Valenzuela against Davis Jr.
Okay.
I'm going to throw that one in there. Throw that in there in the mix. That'll be a points jobby. I'm also going to go for Charlton as well, and I think by knockout. And then for the main event, I'm going to go Kelly on points, but no judge scorecard talking points. Winning by, a few rounds, but he's going to lose a few rounds, but it won't be anything that we need to be questioning on the next show about.
Luke, what are your predictions for the weekend?
So I'll start from the top and I'll work my way down. I think Josh Kelly will win, but I think it's going to be a real tough fight for him. I won't be shocked if he gets dropped. You know, the vast difference in experience between them. David Avanesian is quite heavy-handed, and Josh Kelly, only 10 fights in, I think it is still quite a big ask. But what he lacks in experience, he makes it for him, youth and athleticism. So I think he'll come for a tough fight and win, maybe by late stoppage. So tough fight, late stoppage. As much as I like Florian Marku, I generally think Ryland Charlton's going to bang him out. I think it's going to be Josh Warrington, Maurizio Lara-esque style, just toe to toe, just throwing hell for leather. I don't think there's going to be much technical prowess shown in that fight, and I think Charlton's will knock him out.
I think we've all got Charlton to win that, haven't we?
Yeah, you've got him by points.
Weirdly.
Yeah, you've got him by points. I've got him by knockout. I think Robbie Davis Jr.
Strange.
It'll be a points win. I think it's going to be not a standard fight for him, but I just think it's a safe prediction would be a points win. Obviously, Johnny Fisher pro debut, heavyweight. It's got to be a knockout, hasn't it? And Jordan Gill, I think that'll be another points win for him personally. I know you've got him getting knocked out, Rob, but no, Jordan Gill's only got one loss on his record, but he's not heavy-handed. He's got 7 KO, so I think it'll be a points win for him. I don't know if it'll be a landslide, but I think he'll win by points. Shall we get back together? What's like Sunday maybe, and do a quick review show?
I can do Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, I'm game. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks very much. I hope you enjoyed it.
See you soon, everyone.
See you next week,
soon.
everybody.